Last week in run sailing, we had arrived to Bonaire after our sail across the Caribbean Sea. We started our PADI scuba diving course and did our first open water dive in our lives. We hitchhiked to visit the island's donkey sanctuary and fell in love with all the 700 donkeys.
Our third open water dive was going to be under the island's salt pier. The pillars of the pier are the perfect hideaway and feeding spot for fish, and that's why it's also the perfect dive spot. Salt is Bonaire's only export, and the pier is available to dive and snorkel on whenever there is no ship there.
We had heard that Bonaire has over 400 caves, and that some are under the water. That sounded really cool, so we spent a day looking for some with our boat neighbors, Anders and Katarina, but ended up hitchhiking with a German couple instead, and saw a little bit of the east coast of Bonaire. After telling our dive instructor about these secret caves, he talked to a friend of his who knew about them. So we met up with Tom and were really excited to finally explore some caves. The first cave we went to was a so-called dry cave, about 50 meters from the road, and it was literally just a hole in the ground. This is a more frequent visited cave, so there's a permanent ladder to climb down. Bonaire began its life as a seamount. 60 to 70 million years ago, the mountain began to rise above the sea level. Because of this, the island's surface layer consists of fossilized reefs and corals.
Yeah, I can never remember what's the difference between these and the one from the roof. Stalactite and stalagmite. Right?
Yeah, stalactites. Yeah, it's like
the one.
teddies, so they hang.
Yeah.
Another that's a way to remember.
Yeah.
and then you have these guys, the stalagmites, and then sometimes they touch like there, and they call that a column.
The limestone formations were dissolved by rain over millions of years, creating the caves Bonaire has today. When water finds its way into the cave and drips from the ceiling, it leaves behind small traces of limestone minerals, called calcite. Slowly over thousands of years, these minerals builds up on the ceiling, creating a hanging stalactite cone. Now we're gonna crawl 30 meters and then we're gonna come to our big room again. Let's see. The stalagmites on the floor forms in the same way when water from the stalactites drips down to the ground. Strange sound.
Yeah.
You can make music out of this.
Yeah.
It's like aliens.
Yeah. Oh, look at these formations.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice.
That's nice.
It's all coral.
Yeah.
It's really hot in here. Like humidity of 99% or something. It's super hot. But it's so cool. It's salt water?
No,
Not salty? No.
I think it's the rain. Do you want to stick down your hand?
Bye-bye, Malin.
Hello! Next cave that Tom showed us was a wet cave, meaning that there was water inside of it. We used a rope to climb down, and we were glad that we didn't do this on our own. This was a real adventure, and the water was so clear that it was sometimes hard to know where the surface was. It was completely quiet inside, and it felt like a secret world. The water in the cave is fresh water, but where it's really deep, there's salt water. And since salt water weighs more, the fresh water stays on top of it. And when you dive through, it looks like you're going through oil. We thought we were safe from eventual hurricanes, being so far south and to the west, but statistics and weather doesn't always match. A tropical storm that could develop to a hurricane was making its way from Trinidad towards Bonaire.
Yeah, the National Hurricane Center, they have a plane out right now to take a closer look at this system. And yeah, hopefully it won't develop as the forecasts say right now, because the track is straight over Bonaire. But I personally think the chances are really small that it will be a storm out of this. I think it will lose power after it crosses Trinidad and Tobago. But it's good to be prepared. So the next forecast is 8 o'clock this evening. So yeah, and they will issue more forecasts every 6 hours, I think it is. So we will keep a close watch on that during the next 24 hours here.
The tropical depression started in the Atlantic, southeast of Tobago. Our concern was that if the tropical wave depression turned into a cyclone, the winds would be coming from the southwest to west over the island and straight into the mooring area. This area is completely exposed to the west, and therefore it becomes dangerous for boats. The moorings are very close to the shore, and the scope is more or less 1-to-1. Adding to that, it's illegal to anchor anywhere around Bonaire, so in case of westerly winds, this is not the best place to be with a boat.
Hey ho!
Hi!
I'm just on my way up.
Good.
You don't need to stress because there's another one now. There's another one for two.
Yeah.
So there's two of them.
We decided to go into the marina and got what we thought was the last available slip. Our friend Barry didn't get a slip, so instead he took our mooring, since it had a better location. We had to moor on the outside of a dock, which cost $2 a foot. Super expensive. And we got a bit annoyed when we talked to boats who got the cheap slips, even if they booked after us. I'm flipping through the book because today is our final dive, our 4th open water dive, and we're gonna make a test of the whole course. So we have been going through the book, make some quizzes again, refreshing our knowledge, and it happens to be that today is also the day when the tropical storm Brett is coming. So we are here in the marina now, and we're gonna leave now to go diving. Yeah, so a lot of things on our minds today. But I'm really looking forward to the dive, and yeah, Brett is supposed to come later this evening. So we'll see what happens. On our last open water dive, we practiced the controlled emergency swimming ascent at the dive site Bachelor's Beach. This dive site was beautiful, with a steep slope, lots of corals and fish. During this dive we had become better at not moving the arms too much and keeping our bodies more streamlined.
Good luck.
As we were doing the final exam, the wind picked up. We passed the exams and got certified open water divers.
I'm proud to sign off your logbooks for proven experience. Okay.
During the evening the wind picked up even more, and it was blowing as most during around 3 hours. So it's the day after Storm Brett, which turned out to be not so bad as the forecast first said. It didn't turn out to be a storm. We only had gusts up to 40 knots and some rain showers. So that was all. So we're already back at the mooring. It was enough to pay $80 for one night. And yeah, I guess, it's better to be safe than sorry. So we could fill up the water tanks, but it feels good to be back out here and we can enjoy these nice waters.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I've taken your picture. I will send all information to PADI, and after I press send on the PADI site, you will receive your temporary certificate on the email.
Cool.
So with that, you can dive everywhere you like.
Yeah.
And after a couple of weeks, you get your credit card certificate back home in Sweden. I hope you will love diving all over the world and let us know all the good stories.
Oh, we will. It's
Good.
gonna be so much fun. We have the certificates! Woo! PADI open water divers.
Yeah.
Cool, right?
Yeah, really cool. It would be fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle and Beyond the Corals Dive School, for being so professional and caring. We had a very good dive course experience and can really recommend them to anyone interested in diving in Bonaire. Thank you for watching this episode. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for next week's episode.